such dorks.
I think we nailed it. What are you talking about? That was perfection.
The reason we did that amazing intro is because Little League World Series starts today. Woo! So we are very pumped, and look at that in the background. That is us when we were little kids.
Yeah, obviously, no shock to anybody. There wasn't a picture of me playing any sport as a kid. The closest I could get was a violin.
Why is it black and white, though?
I don't know. Maybe my parents were artistic. I got nothing. Like, it was in the 80s, Tony. I'm not that old.
Okay, young
fair.
stallion, you.
Were you playing something?
I actually did play softball for the Little League Royals, a team, but in Miami, not near Kansas City. But yeah, that was it. Yeah, so yeah, we have some athletic ability here.
Were you like a star player?
No, heck no. Did you see that? No. All right, let's get to the action with real star players. Would this be the best two-way performance you have seen so far? And I mean, the only thing I can think of is Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year and also MVP. So, I mean, I think he's there.
Yeah, that sort of defensive MVP and MVP award. This feels to me like it crosses sports. So in my mind, I relate it to like when I was a kid, Dion and Bo Jackson, like guys that played two sports, and be looking back with the whole Bo Jackson comp with Shohei in a generation for sure.
I agree.
Look at that. So I mean, there we go. So far, in the meantime, let's get to our great players. But are we really putting LeBron and Giannis all with the same, and KD all with the same number? Are they all the same?
Tricky, right? Because like, how do you put them all? They're all so different. Yes, they're all great, but they're all so different. And how do you put them all in the same category?
Yeah, I can't. And look, this is no disrespect to LeBron. I have to look at LeBron and say, like, is there an injury ranking? I mean, we have to look at the Lakers, particularly a team that is a two-horse team. We all know that, no matter who else they add. It's about LeBron and AD, right? And it's no disrespect to either of them.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, we've got to forget the past and acknowledge the future and where we are today on the video game. I think KD and Giannis both get a little disrespect in that.
I think it just all carries a different meaning of what it means to be the best player. But speaking of KD,
but that raises a question about where we are today, because, if you look at the breakup at this point and what it meant for the end of the Warriors, has it actually been good for the NBA? Like,
I guess it was a win-win for sure. And like you said, publicity does when it's like a reality TV, but just for the NBA.
Yeah, well, we'll take it, though. I mean, as long as we keep talking about it. Like, it's the middle of all of the chaos going on, and we're talking about drama from 3 years ago. So I think they're winning, Tony.
I agree.
I got to be honest. I don't know if we're supposed to dance. Like, it does. It's got that. It's got the feel.
I mean, I don't know if
feels.
it's dancing, but.
Well, yeah, I should never dance. We all know that. Look, I'm in my feels because we're 9 days away from the return of college football, and as we know, ESPN's always got you covered on that, Tony. And at the beginning of this, it's easy to say, hey, the AP poll has made Alabama overwhelmingly the #1 team in the country.
Shocking.
But what if I told you
that
it's not that easy? See, it's not where you start, it's where you end. And I think the path for Alabama this year actually makes it really difficult for them to be the national champion.
Talk to me.
Okay, so we got the schedule up here, and we have fancy technology because that's how we roll. So we'll break it down here into wins and losses, and I'm just going to stay out of my mentions for the rest of the week because Bama fans aren't going to be happy. Season starts with the big matchup against Miami. I'm going to give them a win. Look, I'm just going to be happy and say, hey, Bama rolls on in. Mercer, we know they're going to win that. Southern Miss, that's boring. We know they'll win that. Ole Miss. I'm intentionally skipping that Florida game. We'll get to that in a moment. We've got Mississippi State here, Tennessee, a better team than they were last year, but I'm going wins. See, look at all these wins.
Yeah.
They're rolling up. Everybody, New Mexico State, they win that. Arkansas, they win that. Comes down to these four games. Florida, Texas A&M, LSU, and Auburn. Now, I'll give a little benefit of the doubt. I'll say, you know what? It's Alabama. It's Nick Saban.
Yeah.
It's LSU. As good as LSU could be because they have a good recruiting class and there's a lot of pressure on Coach O. Still putting the win over there. Bama fans are happy, right?
Okay.
Stay happy with me. Auburn, the Iron Bowl. You never know what's going to happen. I do this year. Bama's going to win. So it comes down to this. Now, this is where it gets tough. Florida, early in the year, it's at Florida. It's in the swamp, okay? Now, this is where schedule matters because Florida's replacing a bunch of key players, right? But they don't play anybody. A little bit of what Alabama's going to be doing. That game in the swamp, when I got to give equal benefit of the doubt, that is going to be a loss for Alabama. Florida gets a huge upset win there. That changes the tide of everything, because we got Texas A&M left. And Texas A&M is in Texas A&M. This is the year. If you are this Texas A&M team and you can't, with as much talent as you have, beat a Bama team that does have some question marks, then you got to make some serious conversations about who you are as a program. I think Bama picks up two losses. Two losses. So today they're the best team in the country, but the schedule game doesn't play out for them. By the end of the year, they pick up 2 losses. They miss the SEC championship, miss the playoffs, and bam, total chaos.
Your brain works in mysterious ways,
That's fair.
and I like it.
That's fair. end. At this point, you should have just thrown your belt. Like, that would have been better. I mean, you can't be the owner of a team and then start subtweeting your entire organization this way. You just got to know athletes, and you got to know, even if he has, you still know they're going to be angry.
Yeah, and then they went on to get the win. So maybe that worked. Maybe, like, subconsciously that was the thing that he wanted to do, like, reverse psychology?
Yeah,
no?
That might be short-term, long-term. Like, maybe short-term it ticked him off enough to get a win, but long-term, I just wonder, Steve Cohen, he has high expectations, which I totally appreciate. You don't get to where he is in life without it.
Pretty well, right? Okay.
But good God, better way to handle it, buddy.
All right, well, here's a way
This had us thinking about Neapolitan, because we were just showing everybody Neapolitan,
yes.
right? And it's a raging debate behind the scenes for the SportsNation staff about Neapolitan particularly.
People are pissed.
We're going to ask you guys on Twitter about this because, Tony, when you eat Neapolitan, like, what is the best and what's the worst flavor?
The best for me is vanilla, and the worst I was saying chocolate.
Yeah, I'm with you on the worst, but we all know strawberry is actually the best.
Really?
Now, I'm weird, though. Like, I'm the person that eats them. I always ate food as a kid in the order of least favorite, finish with the strawberry. But we're asking you guys on Twitter to chime in. What's the health factor of it? Like, don't eat the flavor you don't like. Again, fat kid wasn't going to turn down ice cream. When I was little, I used to wait till it all melted, and then I would eat it because it would let me stay up longer. That was my trick to get to stay up late. My mom would let me stay up.
That is so cool. All right, well, all this talk just made me want to go get ice cream. Do you want to do that?
Oh, yeah, we should totally go get ice cream. Vote on the poll.
Yes, that is going to do it for us. Jason Fitz, Tony Collins, we thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully with a belly full of ice cream.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sprinkles.
No.
I do like toppings, though. Now, toppings is a different thing.
Yeah, good ice cream doesn't...